Michael Padurano, whole and complete. Yes, sir.
Yes,
That's a goal. Great filter there, yeah.
without a doubt.
Right. And the endless search of the human being, right? That's definitely the journey of the human to get to that place where you really do feel whole and complete no matter what's going on in your life. How do you feel about that?
It's taken me 42 and a half out of my 43 and a half years to get to this point.
Yeah, right.
Um, it's like we are so programmed by society, by generational, by every other way possible. And
Yeah.
I understand on a human level to create the consumerism, to create the capitalism, to create all those different things, right? To make us
Mhm.
chase things, because when we chase things, then we're not living true to ourselves, and we're overspending, over drinking, overeating, over everything, right?
Yeah.
So I understand the concepts of it. And now that I'm in a place where I'm really observing it, I catch myself in it at times,
Right.
right? Like through the self-awareness and self-understanding. And then that's when I start looking at, what am I looking to escape, right? Like,
Ooh, nice.
where is, what am I running from? What am I
Yeah.
hiding from? What don't I want to feel? um
Yes. Oh, yes.
it's been very interesting. It's such a deep process, because there's
Mhm.
so many layers.
Right.
Shrek had it right, we're like onions.
Yeah, man. Right. So much. Even just with our auras, you know, the different layers of the auras, all is way out away from us. So, yeah. When you think of the word whole and you feel whole, why do you feel like what kind of brings that sensation to you, would you say? Like, where do you feel it in your body?
Everywhere. Like, it's
Okay.
flying from my heart chakra to where I feel like it's flying outward, and it's a state of not wanting or needing anything outside of myself,
Mm-hmm.
and knowing
Right.
that I am whole and complete on my own. And that, you know, I mean, let's look at societal norms, right? I'm a solo parent of three. I'm a male. And most people would say, well, you can't raise your kids on your own, especially two girls, right? And I sit back and I look, and it's like, this is what I was programmed to believe from society. But the reality is, my kids need me more than anyone else in their life. My kids love and accept and understand me better than they've probably understood anyone else in their life. And through them, I'm understanding myself better
Yeah.
than I was ever able to do on my own. So I'm, when I'm at that whole and complete feeling,
Yeah.
which is fleeting at times. Don't
Mhm.
it does roll and flow, right? Like, there is that natural flow,
Yeah.
the waves. I'm just at peace. Like, there's no other way to explain it. I'm at peace.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that feeling.
No,
I don't know.
no.
Some people are afraid of that, because they felt peace and then boom, something very traumatic happened. So peace is scary. So yeah, things going well can be scary because it's like, when's the other shoe gonna fall? So yeah, there's two sides to every story. All
I
right,
I
go
spent
ahead.
my whole life living like that, so I choose not to live that way anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I also know that, even though that a shoe dropped, I was always able to bounce back. So my living proof that I'll get through today is that I've made it through every single day up till today.
Yeah.
And that's one of the best things I tell my clients is, if you're struggling today, just know that you've made it through every day up until today.
Yeah.
And you're almost through today. So just
Right. That's a
keep
good one.
going,
It's a good
right?
track
Like, just
record.
keep,
Land
right.
on it.
Just, you're real. You're there. You do
Yeah.
it every day.
Yeah. Absolutely. I
So
love it.
that helps. And that's the
Yeah.
self-awareness thing again, and the
It is.
self-understanding thing again.
For sure, for sure. All right, so the programming. Well, we could both we could both talk about that for a year.
Yes.
Society programs us, parents program us, we program ourselves for crying out loud. So yeah, speak to programming a little bit, Michael.
To me, it has to do with expectations that are put upon us.
Yeah.
And that's where we learn to put expectations upon ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And the easiest way I can explain the opposite of it is when my son comes to me, because he's home with me all the time, and he says, "Dad, are you proud of me?" And I look at him and I say, "I'm always proud of you. But what matters more is that you're proud of yourself."
Yeah, for sure.
So to me, that's the opposite of the societal programming.
Yes.
And that's the good, healthy programming, right? And as I've evolved, I try to teach them and inspire and guide them to follow that path of the healing part.
Yeah. Well, you're such a cycle breaker, which is so cool. And you're programming your children to be cycle breakers. Which
yes.
In society, that's pretty psycho.
Yes, it is. I mean, people think I'm nuts. Your son's been home from school for how long? Like, how do you do it? Didn't think I had a choice but to do what was best for him. Like, this isn't about my free time. This isn't about what my escapisms that I want to go out, that I want to, whatever it is. It's not about that. It's what's best for him. I'm teaching him that he's more valuable than anything else in my life. Mm-hmm. And his well-being comes first. And he misses his social interaction. He misses building all those things, especially after 2 years of COVID. Like,
it's tough, really tough.
But he also started to get violent in school, and he got suspended. I wasn't going to let it go to the next level.
Yeah, for sure.
And they wanted to drug him to bring him in school, and I said no.
Yeah, it's tough all the way around. So yeah. All right. So escapism. You've had a lot of escapism episodes in your life, and you're beyond escapism. Well, for right now, though, like in your self-awareness, where are you still doing a little bit of escapism? Would you say, if at all?
I think since my father passed, and there's this new freedom of that I feel that there's no one's expectations upon me anymore.
Yeah.
That is in my sphere or energy field that really impacts me, right? Like, people always expect things, but they're not of consequence. Mm-hmm. I've noticed that perfectionism is coming back in a little bit. I have to make certain things perfect. And I mean, escapisms, I've used them all, from gambling to porn to sex to relationships to businesses to creating new businesses to using my creativity to try and get me out of a hole, right? Where is it prevalent today? It's really the escape. It's really the slight perfectionism that I really want to make him proud, even though he's not here anymore. And I know that he was proud. So it's this inner battle a little bit there. There's still certain times I'll zone out and just binge watch a TV show.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I have 3 kids around me at all times, so maybe that's just keeping my sanity also.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it is an escapism, right? Because I can sit down and journal, I can sit down and do other things. I know the tools. I can go meditate, lock myself in a bathroom and meditate. I've done it many times.
Bathrooms are good when you have children.
They are the
best. Especially
best.
if there's a lock on the door.
Yes. I only use the one that does, because I've learned that the other ones, they find ways in.
My mom's friend had 4 kids, like boom, boom, boom in a row, and she used to lock herself. She'd get them their lunch and then lock herself in the bathroom just to have her lunch. And by the end of lunch, was like pounding on them.
Yes.
But it worked. It worked. And I always say, do what works.
See, and I was worried in the beginning that shopping was part of it. But because of my self-awareness, I'm paying very close attention to my patterns of behaviors. Is this a need? Is this a need, a want, fulfilling a need or a want, or is it just filling a void?
Yeah.
So I'm really paying attention to that. I just bought a brand new truck, and my car died, so I had no car. So I really had to make decisions about what to do. It died the trip back from Florida, after my second trip to Florida, right after my dad died. So I didn't have a choice. I was paying $3,000 a month for a rental car. That was just absurd.
You think?
Wasn't even a nice car.
Let alone $35 Uber one way to the grocery store.
Oh yeah, no, it was crazy. It was nuts. Like there was one day I spent $75 picking up and dropping off my 5-year-old at school.
Exactly.
On Ubers. So
crazy.
I had to really evaluate and sit down and journal it and really meditate about it and make sure that it was the right decision. Right.
Yeah.
And I'm just very conscious and self-aware these days. So even if escapisms aren't coming in, I'm just paying attention to make double check, triple check, quadruple check that they aren't.
Nice.
Am I perfect? No. Are there still things that I do that are probably a little above and beyond? Yes. But I think that's okay also.
Yeah, like what is wrong with escapism? Like sometimes it's time to escape. It's time to go binge a few shows, whatever works, whatever keeps you feeling like you're you, and
so maybe the better definition,
or whatever it is you want.
Maybe the better definition is for this conversation is I double check to make sure that my escapism is not filling a void.
Yeah.
Or covering up or running from a pain or a trauma or something. And I think that's where the healthy versus unhealthy escapism.
I hear you for sure. Yeah. Good. Okay. And love. Oh my goodness. Where would you say your love comes from?
That's such a loaded word. And,
yes.
Humanity really has a way of twisting that word, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like we can go to agape and I just feel more comfortable than love, right? It's like, where do I receive love from? Myself and source, my higher power. That's where I understand unconditional love. And that is a place where I now am having unconditional love towards myself. And that's compassion and self-understanding and really being honest with myself and transparent with myself.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, what did the Greeks have, like 5 different labels for love?
Love is a dangerous one because it's something that we're taught to chase in this world. And
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I call it the hallmark chase, right? It's something that, they created Cupid however long ago, thousands of years ago, right? Chase love, chase Cupid, chase this.
Yep, for sure.
Nowhere there does it say chase being whole and complete on your own. And then you'll attract the love that you're looking for where you're at that can match you, right?
Yep.
Like that goes back to the programming and love, right? So I think all these words have positive and negative connotations, and it's how we put them to work, and it's how we live within them. Like I learned that I can unconditionally love somebody, but still remove them from my core center circle of people in my life because they don't respect the boundaries that I put up for temporary basis, or they don't respect me living into my core values. And that is, for me, to love myself is to protect that. And people just go from inner circle to 72 layers out because I can unconditionally love from a distance. Love doesn't change for me. It just morphs and shifts a little bit. So
that's a good one. Very cool. Thank you so much for sharing, Michael.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. And I know I don't shut up when I hit a tangent, so I hit my tangents and go.
I love just sitting and listening to Michael Padurano. I'm good.
Thank you.
All right. Bye for now.
Bye.